Now, joining us on the program, Annette Elliott from C&E Gun Shows. Annette, how you doing tonight?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thanks for coming on the program.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm glad to come on anytime you want me to.
Well, Mayor Michael Coleman called out C&E by name last night. We played the clip just before the break. And in essence, the mayor suggested, Annette, that your gun shows are responsible for arming criminals in Columbus, Ohio. What is your response?
Well, our response is that we do our absolute best to operate ethical and moral shows. We've done this for 39 years, and we've always, cooperated with ATF and police, and it's just absolutely not true. It's ridiculous. He's a member of this group with Mayor Bloomberg, and he he's touting and parroting the same things that Mayor Bloomberg has done all along, and it's really ridiculous.
Yeah, the mayor talked about, unlicensed private gun sellers, which sounds really scary unless you're a gun owner and you realize, oh, he's talking about me. He's talking about any private gun owner who would want to sell a firearm from their personal collection. They consider us to be unlicensed dealers.
Right. And like all good yarns, there's a thread of truth, and it's being overspun. There are federal firearms licensed FFL dealers that do background checks, and almost all of the exhibitors with guns are FFLs. And as you know, gun shows account for less than 0.7% of guns used in crimes, and less than, that's less than 1%. And we get our numbers from the Department of Justice, and people like this grandstanding mayor of Columbus, they have to use fun sticks, and they, just create all these ridiculous things to support their agenda. So, it's absolutely not true. He's again parroting Mayor Bloomberg, and Mayor Bloomberg's information's been looked at by local law enforcement, including this Ohio stuff, and ATF, and they're saying that there is absolutely nothing prosecutable, that it doesn't reach to those levels. And of course, the ATF and police are at the shows all the time. I mean, it is really, fact is funnier than fiction. It's just amazing that a person like this, Mayor Bloomberg, and Coleman are coming out and saying these things about the show when they're just absolutely not true. And there's a lot of room for criticism with Mayor Bloomberg and Coleman. So.
Absolutely. Well, look, I think without a doubt their intent, and they would love to see gun shows across this country shut down entirely. I think that is ultimately their end goal, is they want gun shows to go away. As you pointed out, at gun shows across the country, you will find local as well as federal law enforcement presence. And I thought it was interesting, as Bloomberg was doing these quote-unquote sting operations, every time that he ran across something or every time the private investigators ran across something that they considered to be problematic, not once did they ever go to any of the law enforcement officials that were at these gun shows to say, hey, we think we may have uncovered a problem. They weren't interested, apparently, in cooperating with local law enforcement. They were interested in grandstanding.
Right. Just showboating, trying to get attention to themselves. I mean, it appears that, Michael Bloomberg has, presidential aspirations, and I think that they believe that this is a way to get attention to themselves. This Coleman, he's got all problems with the budget there in the city of Columbus, and he's probably trying to distract from, the problems he's got with the city itself. Instead of focusing on those, he's trying to make it look like he's doing something about crime, and of course he's not doing anything about crime. So, and they both are, they're in this group of mayors against illegal guns, which is a coalition of mayors that it's supposed to be a bipartisan group that states that they're trying to make the public safer by getting illegal guns off the streets, and it turns out, it's mostly Democrats, and they have gotten all kinds of mayors, they say, on this list, and I understand a bunch of the mayors didn't even know they were put on the list.
Yeah, there have actually been several mayors in Ohio who dropped off because they didn't realize that they were actually a part of this group.
Right, and 15 in Pennsylvania.
Now, again, Annette Elliott with the C&E Gun Shows is back with us. Sorry about that, Annette.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know what happened. I just lost you.
I think Mayor Coleman's folks may have cut the phone line. But so when is the next gun show in Columbus?
The next one is next weekend at the Westland Mall, March 5 and 6. And I expect a real big weekend thanks to the big plug from Coleman here. That's exactly what happened. So that, and there's all this upset about, we had another building rented at the Franklin County Veterans Memorial this weekend, and it's in, the county, Franklin County, there where the city is right there around it, and the mayor is supposedly friends with this Franklin County Veterans Board of Commissioners, and somehow they just lost my date this last weekend. We had I called Monday to find out, why we weren't on the website, and say here we come, and they said that they had just rented it Friday to a liquidation sale that is unavailable to. You can't talk to them, you can't communicate with them. They won't give out their phone number, and I was going to try to go have coupons handed out to customers so that they wouldn't, if they get there, just to say, sorry for the inconvenience. The next show's next weekend. Here's $2 off coupon. Come over to this show, and the building's telling me no, I can't get a number, and can't get anybody to answer.
Okay, wait, let me back up here a second. You're telling me that you had a date this coming week, a day after tomorrow, in Franklin County,
right? And we had $18,000 worth of advertising out with this local meet.
Had you put down your deposit and everything? Did you have to put down?
You know what? We did not. We had a hold on the building, and we had a lot of problems with the building. And where, basically they were charging $6,000 for security, and we caught them throwing another 39% on top of the regular cost of using this Columbus City Police and this other T-shirt security that we had been using. So my husband had met, he's Stephen Elliott, with Michael Myers, who's the general manager of the building, all weekend. And on Sunday, the general manager's telling him everything's straightened out. I think I've got the security stuff worked out. We advertised it. They knew we were coming. I had a hold on the building. I have it in writing, from the building that I have a hold, and if they had another event that wanted it, they would have to contact me. We'd not have 24 hours to do the deposit and contract. I actually thought we had done it. They put the dates on, multiple dates on the same contracts, and I just, we do 83 shows a year. I just missed it.
Right.
I didn't realize that it had not been sent in, and they knew we were coming. I mean, it's not like they didn't know. They knew. They just didn't bother, and we sent it to a lawyer, and they said yes, they're liable for it. They're definitely on the hook. I mean, because this is a written policy that they have to communicate if they're going to give it to somebody else. And the fact that they waited till Friday, I mean, how mysterious is that? How do you rent a building 145,000 square foot a week before? It's just not normal. In the first quarter, you can't even get into most of these buildings that are half decent.
Right.
I mean, it's just not managed well, and we've had a lot of problems with the building, all kinds of just strange stuff.
Well, listen, Annette, you bulldog them. I mean, if you're in the right, you bulldog them on this one.
Well, we'll see if the building wants to let us come back, and basically we want 2 free dates. And I mean, when I say free, to make up for the money that we've lost and all the aggravation that they've caused, it really did hurt a lot of people. I mean, a lot of we had to call 100 exhibitors, tell them that the show was canceled. We call Lamar, and they got 2 guys out scraping off billboards in the ice on Monday, and then we take the vinyl, put it on 12 other boards. So I mean, they absolutely knew we were coming. They just it's, and who knows if it's connected to this mayor. If it's not, it's some very unusual timing, isn't it?
Yeah, no kidding. Well, listen, Annette, it's a real pleasure talking to you tonight. I hope we can do it again, and keep fighting in Ohio.
All right. right, we will, and we'll let you know what happens with it. We really appreciate all your work with us.
Well, Annette, it's our pleasure. Look forward to talking to you again very soon, and thanks for coming on the program this evening.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you. Have a good night.
You too. Annette Elliott with C&E Gun Shows.